to move back, man. You can squeeze your way through.
Yeah, we're all right. We're live now,
Yeah,
so just look at it, see how you feel about the camera once it
Do you want
starts.
your chair on that side so you can move, or you want to be
Yeah.
stuck?
Or you want
Whatever.
to be stuck, but we're live, man.
We're live, folks.
6 seconds in.
What's the day today?
It's the 5th of November. Remember, the 5th of November.
Do you know the rest of it?
I don't, but
Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder murder and plot. Do you remember the 5th of November?
how could you have forgot or something? I know forgot's the last one. I just posted a GIF with it today, so I'm gonna read it.
Anyway,
No,
I'm not. I was never a poet. How's everybody doing today? How you doing, Richie?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm a little tired. We talked a little bit. I'm a new puppy father, so that new puppy father.
You remember your first puppy?
Was it the struggle? Definitely not having a baby, but dude, the struggle of taking your puppy outside.
It's not fun.
Dude, I talked to Julian a little bit about this before. Last night he slept straight through, or he didn't sleep through, but he didn't have to go pee the whole night. That felt fantastic, dude. Because I anticipated I was going to be taking him out, 4 times a night. I had a bunch of alarms set. That's what I did the first couple nights, so it felt refreshing that he slept through. But your boy's out here just with doggy bags in his pocket now. That's the life I'm living. Treats and doggy bags is the struggle. But
bro, I get it. I've been there. I want another. I told you right before this. I'm looking for one right now. So
it is awesome though, man. It's so cool just to have that little unconditional love, even though it's not quite there because he doesn't listen. And when he plays, it's like all biting, which is
just like a kid, bro. Just wait. Same exact thing.
So, but I'm pumped, man, and it's cool. Just another thing for me and Bree, kind of, to do on our list. Move in together, have a puppy. What comes after that? Death. I'm just playing, but no, it's just like another level to our relationship, which I like. It's like just
it's crazy. You guys are just on that super scenic route. I respect that, bro. Like,
well, the cool thing is it was kind of more on her, like waiting for her to finish school. And then, we just decided we're going to do things the way we want to do them, which is just slow, kind of and steady. Because, we have our whole life to be married and just kicking it and with kids and then retirement, right? Like we're going to hit those stages. But so far, so good, man. I've been loving it. I love those experiences, that we're having so far. She sent me a text about him like getting out of his collar while I was here and having to chase him down. So it's the struggles, and I do that. Like I work from home. She goes into work, and so
stay at home doggy.
I'm a stay at home. I mean, not really because I'm working, but yeah, man, I'm just at home and like sending her updates like, oh, this happened. He's been doing a good job too and probably because I'm like over the top. If he's sniffing around, I'm like, time to go, and taking him outside. But he's been having very little accidents at home. He's only pooped the first day. So on Sunday when we got him, he pooped in the house that day. Other than that, he hasn't. And then yesterday, no accidents. Today, I didn't catch him in time, and he like did a baby little drizzle pee in the house. I was like,
did you read any books, watch videos?
Dude, I've watched so many videos. I'm like, I don't even want to know. Have you ever seen those things where it's like God's, when you get to the pearly gates, God's gonna be like, let's look at your Google history this year or this month right here. It's just gonna be all dog stuff. Like I'm just always like, how to get them to stop mouthing. Is it normal? Like I've watched a lot of stuff, man. I've probably watched a couple hours worth of training videos, just trying to do the right thing. And I know I'm probably being over the top, but
it's all right. I probably should have been a little more. I mean, I had a dog that probably bite anybody who would even come around.
I used to always tell you I'll sign a contract and that I won't sue you because I want to fight him. I used to always want to fight Remy, man. He was a jerk. But yeah,
man, Lord rest his sweet soul.
Yeah.
What's on the docket for the day? We got to talk about election updates at least a little bit.
Yeah,
we have to talk about that.
For sure. I mean, dude, I was thinking, and I don't know why, because I obviously don't know anything, but I thought we would know already. So I figured.
I don't think, I mean, and when we were talking online, like, we're not going to know for months, but in our heart, we all thought we would know. So now, sure. Like,
I woke up, Trump won last time. I fell asleep, woke up, and Trump was the winner. And I was up puppy duty, just refreshing stuff. And yeah, man, it's looking crazy. I don't know. I think I read Pennsylvania may flip today, and I think they'll call it if Pennsylvania flips. So we'll see. I know you hold a lot more personal and emotional weight to this. So how are you feeling? I know it's. I mean, you were super anxious
It's
on
been an
election
emotional
day.
roller coaster,
Yeah,
bro.
like how do you
Because
feel?
I never thought Trump was going to win. Really, I mean,
Oh, so then you got
I
like
did, and then I didn't, and I was oscillating back and forth. Is he going to win? Is he not going to win? Like the day before, I'm looking at all the rallies. I'm like, oh, he's going to win. First thing that morning, look at the map. Everything's blue. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Like I never got my hopes up. You know,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like.
yeah. But then I had hit you.
Then it's
Yeah.
like I'm like, bro, it's looking good for my boy. And then by that night, bro, I started drinking a little. Like no.
Speaking of which,
But I mean, if he loses, here's a reality. Like we live in the most liberal state. So like I don't know
so
how
it's
much
not gonna
more
get worse for
Biden.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Biden.
to the rest of America,
Yeah, Biden to
welcome
us
to the club,
is
bro.
centric. Because Biden really to California is centric, basically. Because we got Newsom who's out here.
But
Smooth.
if something happens to Biden and Kamala becomes the president, she is. This is a. I think it was NBC was like your voting record is the most liberal in the Senate. So like if something happens to him, we will have the most liberal politician as president. And then my heart just says Gavin Newsom would then be our vice president. That's just my heart. I have no. That's the first thought. Like she was the attorney general, he was the lieutenant governor. They came up in the ranks together. You know, once you become the manager, you get all your boys a job,
Get out,
bro.
get out.
Am I
The
lying?
rest of the show is I'm doing the rest of the show by myself.
Okay, I just depressed everybody, or what?
I don't want that. I don't
Does it
want
not
that.
make sense though?
You probably should have argued that to some people, you know. But no, I mean, I personally didn't think it was going to be this close either, and not any poll stuff. I mean, we joked about that, you know. Pollsters are right there up there with weather people. Like they have very little credibility, and it's like a thriving job. Like the pollsters were like.
Have you ever gotten? This is not a.
But I've also
not a trick question. Have
also,
you ever gotten a poll before? Like someone you talk to them at Walmart or whatever.
Well, I ignore those type of people, so I'm seasoned vet ignoring those people. So that's probably part of it because I always imagine they're trying to sell me Xfinity or Vonage. But
just got a couple of quick questions. Like I already got it, bro. Already got Comcast.
It was probably a poll, yeah. But no, they were bad. And I full transparency, I also didn't read a single poll, so I don't know. I really don't. But
I think honestly, I hate to say it, it's looking like they're probably going to be right, especially if Pennsylvania flips. I mean, have you kept track of any of the controversy?
But I mean, like Ohio, though, like that. I mean, some of the ones that Trump's already won were like 12-point differences from the polls, where it's like you guys.
Yeah, I think they had Biden up 8 in Ohio.
They had him up 5 in Florida, and he lost it, I think, by 4.
So I mean, have you paid attention to like the vote counting or any? Have you followed any of the conspiracies? Do you have opinions? Sure. Does it all seem like lies to you?
I'm living on Twitter basically, and Twitter is a better search engine than Google for sure. Like I've always learned, like you'll learn stuff on Twitter like the second someone posts it, it's on there. Where Google, it's like catching up. So I'm just on there like reading everything, and there's definitely some credible ones for sure. There's some like the stuff that they're arguing about, you know, having GOP members in there to review votes. Like they have them in there. They just want their people in there. So, you know, they have represented. So there's some of that I think is being, you know, misconstrued. But there's some, I didn't look into this, but they've been reporting what seems to be kind of in the middle. But I think it's like 538 or 35-8, whatever their name is. They said there was a time where these Pennsylvania ballots came in and it was legitimately 100% Biden. And it was like,
it was Wisconsin. If I remember right, it was Wisconsin.
And it was like 23,000 votes and like not one Trump vote, which there's definitely some skepticism there. There's a lot of stuff that's incorrect too. So it's so hard because it's like there's a lot of value points, valid points. But when you throw them in with like the conspiracies that can easily be
Trump. So many people are allowed to talk. It just goes back to what we talk about all the time. Not everybody's smart. We like. The people you see at Walmart who like you're like, bro, I wouldn't trust you to watch my dog. They're posting on Twitter. They're posting on Facebook.
If that's what you judge stupidity by, I don't trust you. I'm just playing.
I wouldn't either. He'll be biting you by the time you get back.
Did he be biting me already? That's like the worst part.
But they vote. post stuff, and you're like, dude, I don't know what. It always takes a second to weed through it. I don't know, bro. I've always been like, to me personally, I've always thought you should show up, show your ID, sign the box. Like, it's not that hard. I know a lot of people like that's restrictive or whatever, but like, then we would never even have to have this question. Or you want to drop off your ballot? Here's my ballot. Here's my ID. But like, I don't see how that's so hard. I know it's revolutionary to a lot of people.
See, for me, I think it's hard because I've lost like 9 IDs in my life. So if I happen to lose it, matter of fact, I've lost 2 of them around my birthday. So that's for me. I think I'm 100%. I do get where you're coming from there. I think there needs to be.
Then we would just never. There's no question.
Yeah.
Because now
sure.
Whoever wins, there's a question.
Yeah, but I think like why it's hard to do. I guess you can't say that because Florida's right. They have like the best infrastructure for mail-in ballots because of, from what I've read, because of natural disasters, and they have old people. So they have like an infrastructure that's best. And I mean, it didn't seem to go that way for them. But I think it's weird and why like most people, and I don't know how it tracked before they did mail-in ballots before the very first ones. But it's weird that I feel like that argument comes from mostly Republicans when mail-in ballots are notoriously Democratic too, you know? And you may say like that's because they be cheating, you know, whatever.
I mean, I saw the one. It was like we have and it's a tweet, but I think it was from a verified news account that was like the oldest voter on our rolls was born in 1823. Did you see that?
Yeah. I didn't know if it was if that was like legit because it was from like someone who had been posting.
And, you know,
it was someone who also
Twitter.
Posted Trump won shit. You know, so that's why
I don't have a Twitter. If I try and find someone's Twitter, I can't even find it. But like something was checked. It could have been someone sharing some. I don't want to. I'm not assigning the Richards stamp to it. I'm just saying like
yeah.
But that's not the first time.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I saw that and mind you, these could have been Democratic people because I don't know what their allegiance was to be fully transparent. But they talked about like the times we've had vote. Like the only example that we legit have about voter fraud was like a Republican dude trying to get a new ballot for his dead mom. And the other one was another thing in like Wisconsin where it was like that same thing too. But it could have been like the Democrat governor who said that. So I'm definitely holding very little weight to partisan people saying it.
Can you be a fact checker today?
So yeah, we're gonna need a lot.
Can you fact check if 123,000 ballots came into Wisconsin? I think that's the number that's in my head.
Oh,
128.
Okay.
But yeah, as our producer, as our young Jamie, that's a Joe Rogan. Half our audience will get it. As our young RG. Let's see how fast your Google skills are. But yeah, it's the main troubling factor. Like, if nothing else, you should be able to trust the election. But I remember, dude, back in elementary school, people were like, your vote doesn't like it doesn't matter. They're gonna pick whoever they want. So maybe they were right. It was 100,000.
Around 100,000
in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And they all came in for by like 100% came in. And don't fact check by going to like a factual website.
He's the producer, bro. Let him fact check how he wants
Wikipedia,
to.
Ask him the last time he set up our setup.
He's gonna storm out. We won't have one.
Yeah,
Be nice to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just. But then again, bro, how do you feel about democracy? What do you think? Do you think people should even be?
Hey, hold on. Can we argue this though? Why would they decide to steal the presidency but not the Senate, though? That's one of my arguments. They were like, to not look suspicious when we fill out these ballots, still pick Republicans for the Senate so they don't think anything.
Well, I think the logical answer would be to steal the presidency, you have to put a couple 100,000 votes in 2 states. To steal the Senate, there was like 37 states with Senate seats. It would, I mean... I don't know, and who knows? Well, no, somehow AOC got reelected, bro. Which
all of the squad did, bro. The whole squad got reelected.
Talib Kweli, what's her name?
Hey, I don't stand by it. Oh, you see the hat I'm wearing?
What? Did they win the Super Bowl?
No, they just whooped on the Browns.
Oh.
Feel me?
I expected. I was surprised.
You guys had a better record than us. So
I'm not supposed to. It's just my life right now is just resigned. We gotta talk. Yeah, never mind.
But no, man, dude, it's kind of crazy. Hopefully, people watching are like running through because I have like New York Times, Yahoo, and Fox News. Which, by the way, I was trying to watch Fox News because I was like, Fox News is going to be the one that I feel like I could follow because they're going to be pro-Trump, and they called Arizona so fucking fast. I still don't get that either, and they're standing by it because they said Jared Kushner hit up a good old Murdoch and was like, "Yo."
I think the way because like they called Virginia pretty early, and then Trump went up, and they never switched it, but I was researching, and like they call it based on like things you don't know, like and they're counting votes one at a time to put them in the system. Like, but there's people who are like, no, like
that's what
this is. You're not taking into account these facts. Like this is going to go this way.
Well,
and they
were right.
And
Chris Wallace said even today, like a couple hours ago, was like, I just talked to our decision desk, and they are writing this out, and I'm like. Halfway, like, please let Trump win Arizona because Fox News being not a thing anymore sounds awesome. So we'll see. And I mean, if Trump loses, he said he's probably going to start his own network. So we'll definitely have some more conservative networks too.
Yeah, man. If Biden, I mean, I meant to read about Biden, but I got caught up in my own personal garbage hell today.
Oh, never mind.
One day I got to tell our constituents
just your story. Today.
Maybe I'll do it. You know that murder podcast we were discussing? Maybe I'll turn my life into a fictional podcast.
I forgot this was the election one because I was going to name this episode, Are We a Murder Podcast Now? And just do a couple of stories. But like I was researching the most famous Richard serial killer and the most famous Julian serial killer.
Was there a Julian serial killer?
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't even know why they called him a serial killer. He seemed more like a serial rapist that happened to kill two of the people. Like, he killed two people, but he raped a bunch of people. I was like, I don't know. It's like two. I thought two isn't
Two's
serial.
Enough. I mean, I think once you're on that path, no matter what you do, it just gets kind of lumped together. And that seems fair.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't really care what you're labeled. I'm just saying, like, when I think serial, I'm thinking, more than two. Probably three. I'm sure.
I can't wait till they do like Julian got murdered and they can pull up all of my podcasts. Like, he was such a happy guy. He tried to give us hints, and like all these YouTubers will go through this stuff. Like, he was obviously crying out for help and nobody would help him.
They'll be pausing on the videos. Look at his face when Richard said this.
So look at my hands. Like, he was throwing up like real signs in there. No one read it.
They'll have real body language experts come. Those are my favorite.
This is a man in fear.
Yeah, exactly. So as we have here up on the board, you can tell. Look at him. Oh man, that would be
general
sad,
uneasiness, jumpiness at any sound.
But yeah, man, I have been weirdly paying attention. I feel like I've been paying attention to the election like the Olympics. Like, I don't really...
Bro, my adrenaline goes up. I told my dad, I was like, is this what people who watch sports feel like?
Absolutely.
Like, my team's up, my team's down. My team's up.
Bree has even said that, like, laying on... Well, she used to lay on me. Now she won't do it because she knows at any moment I might hop up on her. But there's been times we're laying there and I'm, like, intense. And she's like, your heart is racing right now. It's like, I don't even care about either of these guys, or whatever it is. So... Just crazy, I'll watch anything. If there's something on the line, I'll watch anything. I'm watching gold medal badminton, curling. Like, people ask me that. You'll watch any. If something is on the line, I will watch the rodeo, bro, to see if he beats the record. Like, something about competitiveness is addicting to me, man. I love it.
And there's something on the line. But let me say this. It comes down to a tie. And they have to fight. Who's winning?
I hope for body weight purposes only, Trump will win. Like, if he goes sumo style, he has to win, right? There's no way Biden's staying up with one inkling of a step back. Like, if you make him take one step back, it's timber for sure.
I wonder if Trump's been training for that. I feel like that might
the only problem, I feel like if Biden grabs him by the tie, he might fall forward too.
Bro, they're so goofy, both of them. If they actually were trying to move around.
I feel like they'll look like two guys fighting in those sumo suits where you're just like, oh, I don't know what to do in this thing.
Neither of those dudes have ever probably had to defend themselves at least in 50 plus years.
Oh, for sure, dude. For sure.
50. He's been a senator for 47. I think they get Secret Service.
Bro, if you just hit that dude with a throat chop, dead.
Bro, have you seen that soccer one where he chops his throat?
And then the thing was on the
Bro, they had him walking out like he was... Why are soccer players so soft?
Well, dude, this is why, and this is the same reason they're doing it in basketball now. They get rewarded for it. Like, they're actually giving yellow cards.
Bro, he was carried out on a stretcher with his arms across from... The dude literally did this.
Well, they say it's like 5 pounds of pressure.
Still, bro. I've been hit in the throat by a lacrosse ball.
I've got elbowed in the throat, dude, and that shit was.
You
insane.
did not. You won't find a picture of me, bro. Like he was dead. Why'd they cross his arm,
did they
bro?
cross him? Was he like? Because he went down, but he wasn't like knocked out.
Have you seen that Key and Peele skit where the soccer player gets kicked and he dies and goes to heaven, and then he comes back and kicks the goal? Spoiler alert.
That's so real.
Because they're always fake.
I don't know. You know who you watch women though. Women don't do that. It's weird. Like that's the difference in women's soccer. But women be mad aggressive. There was a video of this girl. She must have just been like a punisher because she was out there just like players, yanking girls down by their hair, like grabbing the back of their shoulder, hitting them with that back leg sweep. It was pretty icy, but kind of funny. So, but yeah, please remember to save the Ewoks.
We haven't said nothing to our commenters, bro. We were going to make it. Sorry, bro. We were on a rant.
Oh yeah,
you want to just say what's up to everybody? Read comments real quick.
Yeah. So hey, I was gonna say something first. So Mike Fisk, our guy, he was on here first. So what's up? But Kayla, dude, I didn't send those to you. I don't think, and I don't think you were reading our messages. But Michaela actually sent me ghost stories, and not one. She paranormal stuff.
You didn't share them with me.
I know, that's my bad. 100%.
I
read them all. I was like, this is crazy. Like, it just wasn't one.
Were they about her or family?
It was all her and incidents like with family. It was interesting.
In the same house?
No, different places.
Oh yeah, we got to get on that.
Yeah,
share them with me. We'll go over them next week.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're awesome. So and yeah, puppy pics. I posted some, so I'll post them on Facebook and I'll post them on the Jules Rich page. Katie, you know we love you, Katie. Katie Fisk, man, super special to both of us. Love you to death. Nashyla, that's my cousin, so you know I love you. Mitchell, hey, what's up? Yeah, we're back. We're going to try to keep it going. If you haven't watched, we've posted all our videos on YouTube because this is episode 7. So we have 6 since we've been back that you could go back and watch.
This is episode 7?
Episode 7. So we're 3 away from what we decided on.
Our original commitment.
I know we're both pretty committed to just making this bigger and better. So, let's do it. Michael on live again. I know you said something about pausing video, like when he's on mobile, so when he comments it pauses the video. So I'm happy we're doing this, so hopefully he'll catch back up to.
I've only argued with him for about 13 hours this week. You talking about Mr. Angelillo?
Yeah. I like your conversation because he comes from a good place. It's always from a good place. So those conversations are pretty cool.
Liberals who
because it never goes like you're a dumb racist or anything.
And then usually we end up DMing each other for like hours afterwards, like, yo.
That's
with pictures and stuff.
We're
talking about like section. No,
you know those steamy pictures you could do on an iPhone where you have to wipe the screen to see what it is. Christian, my guy.
Let me clear up real quick. We just talk about like it's like we don't need anyone else to see, so we start talking about like No, no,
I got you. Like we're the only ones in the comment
no one cares
section.
no more. But I want to finish this talk.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Shout out to him. Thanks for turning.
But yeah, man, my dude Christian, welcome. Thanks for watching. I feel like he's been watching the last few, so thank you.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everyone who shares, loves us, comments, because that's the fuel that keeps the train going. That's the fuel that keeps this tractor rolling. That's the fuel that keeps this.
For sure. I mean, yeah, the interaction and just the amount of people who. Are just like, I'm happy you're back.
And today you got some fan love, bro, on the street. Randomly, someone came up to you and said they watched the show.
I mean, it was when I pulled up here. But yeah, man, that's she was in the studio a lot for sure, but it was still cool. Richard, right? I watch a show. It's actually really entertaining. That's what I like when they do it. Like based on how you two look, skeptical. Watch the content. Pretty good. Highly shocked by that. So I do love those, man. And it is good. I like the compliments we get because you never know. And the reason we did the show, me and you have some of the craziest conversations, especially intellectually. And that's why we started. Well, why we started is because we're commuting an hour and a half and it was mad. Well, we had good conversations. That's where it started. And then it does feel good.
It really started to make fun of somebody who would always go live if we're going to be real about it. Because remember our very first one, we were both making up fake quotes and all.
Yeah, that's true. But it was mad entertaining and fun. But also we were having some great conversations in those car rides. So, You don't really think of that because you know you don't want to be like, oh, I want to toot my own horn, but to get the compliments we got, whether it's we've educated people on things or you guys are funny, those to me have just been super worth it. So anybody who's ever told me like I learned this from your show, I'm like, I'll continue to do it till you guys say basically, hey, you're getting very repetitive, and we know that already. I'll go read like 15 more books
Yeah,
and
that's
start
going.
again.
We need to start as so. Once the election wraps, we got to add a new element of something, because one, I don't want to be a sore loser and just cry about him all the time. But then two, like we got to have something to fill that void. Whether it's a book we read to get like something, some new shtick. You know what I mean? To keep it moving.
You're gonna be Big Spoon or Little Spoon when we read the book together.
Dim the lights. Everyone close their eyes. We're
Get-
gonna take you on a journey tonight.
Take you on a journey. Are you reading any good books right now? Or are you reading just fictionary books right now? You reading fiction books? You reading nonfiction? What you got?
I don't even know if I want to talk about it.
Oh, dude Jeremy said it started because of that crap job at Liberty.
He's here?
Yeah.
Bro, shout to him, bro.
Shout out to Jeremy,
That's crazy.
I'm not going to say that's why I started.
I mean, mostly, but anyway.
Pretty much. Our last day, we had a podcast episode.
Remember, bro, those were we got to bring the AKAs back to us. Remember the AKA unemployed, AKA. But, yeah, no, I'm not really reading any. I'm listening to a couple fiction books. I'm reading a book about, this is how you know I'm not paying any attention because I can't, not the Knights Templar, bro, about Freemasons. And then I'm reading another book about alchemy.
Like real alchemy.
Well, it's not an alchemy textbook, you know.
It's not like The Alchemist, right?
No, not The Alchemist. Yeah. Go buy it, I'll send you a copy.
That's what no, you won't, because you let me read yours, and I bought my own because I was like, dude, I need my own copy.
I bought like 5 more. I have 5 copies in this house.
But actually, I have my books in here because I had to buy The Secret of Selling Anything.
Paulo Coelho. Go check it out.
So this is the book I'm reading now.
Breath.
Really good book so far. And yeah, we breathe very incorrectly, and I still am a terrible mouth breather.
Do we not breathe deep enough, or do we not?
We don't breathe deep enough, and a lot of people are mouth breathers too, which is also.
Do you breathe in the nose, out the mouth?
You can. A lot of this stuff actually is in through nose, or in through nose, out through the nose. It says in the book so far, which is super hard for me to do, and it says we just don't 100%. Fully excel. Well, and why I bought this book really is because I read a book about willpower, and I read a book about. It might have been the rejection book. It was another book, but they talked about breathing and how it calms you. And if you just take 10 deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, you'll make better decisions. You won't buy weird stuff. So I was like, breathing is super important. Let me read about it. So I just looked on Amazon for the most successful breathing.
I think that's serious. Seriously, if you when I'm laying I used to not be able to sleep, and I would just breathe in, then I'd breathe out, and I wouldn't breathe back in. I'd blow it all out, and I wouldn't breathe back in.
You ever get those putts? You at the end of it where you're trying to keep pushing it out? Yeah.
And then I just would leave it like that, and then it felt like minutes. And then I would just clear my mind, slow everything down. And then you take that breath, and you really feel like
it feels good. Yeah.
Just talking about it, I feel kind of.
Well, honestly, one reason I always wanted to start breathing through my nose because I've always been a huge snorer because I do breathe through my mouth. Full transparency, I'm getting better at this, but I would be at friends' house and they're like, "Rich, sleep over there." Nah, I'm just relaxed, breathing through my mouth, getting a little snore going, I guess. And so, but I couldn't breathe through my nose. I always felt like my nasal passages weren't really clear enough. And so that in that book, they talk about that. They talk about how we've just learned to breathe incorrectly and how our face have shaped in bad ways based on how we breathe. And your sinuses, they say, is like a softball. If you put it right here, that makes up all your sinuses in there. Right? And you think about it, your sinuses are your ear, goes to your ears, your nose, your mouth, your throat. So it makes sense that it's pretty big. But I'll tell you one thing from this book, and I do think this is where we should go when we're not political, is they did this test with pretty professional bicyclists. They had them do this ramp up type workout where they told them breathe through your mouth. The most extreme example, this guy was taking 47 breaths per minute by the highest resistance. He was just breathing. That's a lot. You're
one
almost
every second.
Yeah, you're getting close to that.
1.2 seconds.
That same guy, once they told him, okay, go back to your normal breathing, but just in case you don't breathe like this, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. That same guy, 14 breaths per minute. So like what you just said, that like being able to push out for longer and also just that slow inhale, like dude, that to me was like one of the very first studies they shared. I was like, oh, I'm reading the best book. This book is going to be awesome. And then another example was a scientist, which I think this is kind of shitty, but he like blocked the nose, like the nasal passages of 2 monkeys for like 2 years.
Ethical.
For like 2 years. And their faces started to form actually more human-like. Weeks of removing it out, their facial structure started going back to normal.
So will I get more handsome if I start breathing better?
Or you'll look more like a monkey. I don't know. So it's a weird
out of the life.
Yeah, do you want to like live longer and breathe better? Or and like there's just so much ancient text, right? Like if you're a Christian, what did God do? He blew into the nostrils. He blew breath into the nostrils. So there's stuff like that that you just don't even think, you know? And like there's a lot of ancient tribes that breathing, if you breathe through your mouth, it is toxic, you know? So I don't know. The book's pretty good. I'm pretty pumped. I've been reading a lot of that stuff, and I do think that's something we should do. And you brought up a good point that we should start reading the same book so we could come and just be like, did you get to this part? This part's awesome. And yeah, man, so far it's been great. Other than that, man, what you got?
What do I got?
Yeah, how you been feeling outside of
all
this
stuff?
I don't know what
to say, bro. I don't even know. I don't know what to say.
Hopefully this doesn't ruin the video because I'm about to check some.
No, go through and talk to them, bro.
I want to see.
We need to talk off air about how we're going to address all of this. Because I don't know.
Yeah, it's less than
what?
It's less than 3,000. About 2,500 difference in Georgia right now.
What'd you say?
Like 2,500 votes.
I'm about to go vote right now.
In Georgia?
Yep.
Might as well. There's only like 16,000 votes left too, I think. So
it's close, bro. But you know what? Like I said, we already live in liberal. You know, I pray that everyone's peaceful. May honestly, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Maybe to heal the country, we just needed something different. You know, the discouraging part is like I feel like people like, and I was talking to him about it. Like, I look around and I'm like, dude, there's no way. And I'm telling you what I think is wrong about my thought process, just to preface this. But I look around, I'm like, dude, there's no way anyone could vote for Biden and just know the basic things about business and economy. That's just my mindset. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because that's what's important to me. Mm-hmm. But maybe I'm wrong. And maybe, because, let me re-explain. Because to me, like, that's the problem. It's not Biden's not the problem. The problem is no one knows anything. That's why they're voting for him. Mm-hmm. I'm saying this might be my own issue, though. So, like, maybe that's not that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people do understand the economy, but, like, they want to be healed. Or, you know, I'm trying to find some way to find the silver lining.
And I think that's what it is. Like, people need to realize, and we talked about this a little last week, it's like, what your standards are for why you decide to vote are your own. And like you said, you just said what you voted for. You didn't vote because you're like this super happy Trump guy. And you're like, honestly, I thought about painting myself orange. Like, I love him that much. You know, I'm dyeing my hair blonde like that. Right. And that's what, for me, I can disassociate, right? Like there's people who are like, yo, if Julian was my friend, there's no way. There's no way. But why? Like, I don't, that, and we talked about that too, man. That I'm just not going to change my opinion based on your vote of a person that I genuinely love. And for people to do that, that to me shows more of your character than me to think, oh man, you're awesome. Like you hold yourself to a moral standard where if they support that, like I'm not saying like, dude, if you were showing up to KKK meetings, that's a different argument we're going to have. But you know, you supporting whatever. Like, I'm not going to stop hanging out with someone because they're bumping, you know, R. Kelly religiously, right? Like, I may chill on bumping R. Kelly unless I believe I can fly, come on. But that's a morning sing song. By the way, our producer didn't have morning sing. My mind's telling me no. But you know what I'm saying?
But my body.
Yeah, that's lost sponsors.
But I also might.
My body telling me
I might step in the name of love. That ignition
bro,
is hot.
You've never not been on the dance floor for that. I've seen it happen.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, pretty much if there's a dance song out there, I'm cha-cha sliding, I'm Cupid shuffling, I'm hitting the electric slide. Like, oh man, oh for sure. for sure. That dance floor was getting cut up. And dude, I was laughing. Speaking of that type of stuff, man, before COVID, I was really at that point, like, I'm kind of off it, man. Like, I'd rather just hang out with the homies, like, most of us are in relationships too or married. So it's like we could get together and have those like big, what we used to do, cook-offs, just potluck style group meetings basically, or hangouts that it's like, man, I can't wait to do this stuff. And now since COVID just like took my one time going out every 3 months, I'm like, it's time to mess some dance
Bro, I was
up.
watching somebody dance the other day, and I was like,
thing.
bro, I haven't danced in a long time.
Was it that video I sent you? You dancing yourself?
If anyone sends me videos of myself dancing, I don't watch them. I'll tell you that right now.
You're a liar. We text about the video.
So. Which one was it?
The one where we were at the reunion, and we were cutting it up. Remember I sent you that one last week?
Yeah.
We were cutting it up.
We were cutting it up, bro.
That's what I love too, man, because it's funny, like when you think of people like dancing and having fun, it's like, oh, you were out like dancing with girls. Like you haven't seen us out. Like we be really dancing by ourselves.
Bro, girls try and talk to us, and it's like, no, it's a dude's night. Like, you're not going to come in this circle.
What's one of your favorite things about me, bro?
About you?
Yeah. That good. You can't get in this zone. You got a cup in your hand. You can't get in this zone. I might have some stuffed animals tied around my waist. You don't know.
Yeah.
It gets crazy. But yeah.
That's all real. What were we talking about before that?
Oh, morning singing, how he didn't have morning
Kelly.
singing.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about you are not going to stop talking to me because I like Trump. That's where we were at.
Yeah, man. Well, because for me, it does help being in the middle. I honestly do feel that because I can see, I'm not like turning the blinders and I'm like, dude, if you vote for Trump, then you stand for everything Trump stands for. Biden, you don't even know what he stands for. So I know you didn't vote for Biden because of what he stands for, right? So I'm not going to be, just like I'm not going to be mad at someone who supports Trump, I'm not going to be mad at someone who voted against Trump only. Like, that's how you decided to, like, voice your opinion in the democracy, right? Like, that for me is like, I don't care. And it is a weird thing that we went from, which I need to watch this podcast. I was just talking to someone about this podcast about how, like, back in the day, you used to have these envelopes that were like red or blue to say like who you like were voting for, and you would like get beat up. So people used to be labeled cowards and put theirs in their like coat because they didn't want to get whooped for the color. Like imagine you mark your ballot and the shit just turns the color you marked, and everyone's like, this motherfucker voted for Trump, and you just he voted for Biden, right? Like dead. It would be crazy, probably not, but you would probably kill a couple people if anything. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and then we got to the point, like, I remember growing up, the one thing you don't talk to people about is politics. That was like the one thing, and now we're at this, like, tell me who you voted for so I could unfriend you, because that shit is
Bro, do you remember the good old days when I would be ranting about politics, or I'd ask them, and they'd be like, I don't really know about politics, so I don't talk about it. I wish I could find all of those people and just give them love, like, because now everybody doesn't know about politics, and they all want to talk about it. What happened in 2006? I don't vote. I don't know about politics. I don't talk about politics. Those are the days I want to get back to.
To be fair, we were freshmen in high school, so they were talking about homecoming. They weren't going to vote for homecoming.
You just stumped me.
Seriously though, like that wasn't a thing, man. For sure that wasn't a thing, and I felt
even
like
my grandma's house, they would be like, "No, we don't talk politics."
And that's what I was like, dude. Was it because I got into politics that I noticed this? And it's like, no, people are crazy. Like, could you imagine social media in 2000? That recount? I just was reading that the vote didn't get announced. Like, Bush didn't get announced till December 17th. Damn. Could you imagine?
Is that real?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, like after the Florida recount, it was December 17th when it finally got announced.
Wait, and this was in 2000?
Yeah, in 2000.
I was 10 years old.
And yeah, I mean, but that, like, dude, could you imagine social media? This shit would be nuts. So I think social media for me is like the factor in everything. Like when I think of like how crazy stuff is, I'm like, this is what it was. Like I can't even think of like Tyson. Like Tyson's era, social media. This dude was biting ears and threatening to eat babies.
They would have tried to cancel him for sure.
It would have been.
You think it would have worked? I mean, he went to prison for rape, came out. Mm-hmm. Won the belt. That might
have been like right. Yeah, I think that's when he came out. He thought Evander Holyfield was getting work. That's when he did like the most famous like boxing match pretty much ever, where he bit his ear off. Which, by the way, I didn't know that. Great 30 for 30. If you haven't watched it, is chasing Holyfield, and it's about that. And I thought that was just like him being crazy. No, he was getting whooped so bad he didn't know what to do, and he never had been in that place.
Shout out to
So,
Holyfield. Imagine you're in a
dude,
you're in a boxing match because they didn't the first time he bit him twice.
yeah.
The first time he bit him,
It was like a puppy. Like you're like, did this motherfucker bite me? The second time he took a chunk, like,
and then they stopped the fight, right?
yeah. Then they stopped it.
But the first, like, imagine like you're playing a chess match and I just slap your face, and the ref's like, keep playing. You like, what is like, bro?
And then so the second time
like, you
I got you, and they're like, okay,
like,
we call.
no, you guys need to play. And you're like, why?
Okay, and then also
like,
it's
you're thinking like, why do you do that?
Thing. We just don't even know what to do, and
he
that's
was an animal, bro.
And that's what I mean. There's so many
extremes. What was the famous like?
I will eat your children. How did he say it? Dude, I love. Have you?
I just want to devour people's souls or something like that.
Have you seen dude? This is one of the funniest things I've watched next to Jamie Foxx killing Doug Collins on that.
I can't even watch
Smith
that.
roast.
You know I can't.
It's one of the funniest things. Awkward, but one of the funniest things ever. But next to that is he's on some like UK show. I'm pretty sure like. They don't care over there. So they're like, so you have these rape allegations, and he was like, who the fuck are you? Like, who are you talking to me that way? I'm like, this dude is crazy. You're talking to, he's going to murder you. And it got super, that is way more awkward than the Jamie Foxx one. Like,
bro, the best
I was like, oh my God, he's going to kill. Why did he say that? My brother showed me that, so pumped. He was like, you've never seen it? Oh, I can't wait to watch you watch this.
Bro, the Tyson interview, and I want to preface this. I'm quoting someone else. But like where the girl's interviewing him and he's like, they already took all my money. I can't get a blowjob? Did you ever see that one? I don't remember if he was like soliciting a prostitute or whatever, but like Mike Tyson's lived a life, and now shout to him, man. Maybe one day he'll be on our podcast.
Just
or we'll get invited to his
money.
What's his called? The Hot House with anyway, who cares? What else are we talking about?
Oh man, that dude is You taking a punch from Tyson?
Where?
No love, face.
No.
50 mil.
Yeah.
You could pay for the surgery, or you think he's not strong enough right now?
No, I mean, if he hit me in the face as hard as he could, Michael Tyson, it depends. If he gets to wind up and hit me in the nose, I don't know if you can pay me for that. If it's in the jaw.
All right, yeah, a little right hook, though. Just a clean little right hook.
To the jaw.
In its prime.
To the jaw.
Yeah. In its prime, too. Not
for $50 million?
Yeah.
After taxes.
Facial surgery is rough, though, bro.
Bro, but imagine if the same thing, like, no, you need to turn 45 degrees. I'm dropping it on your nose.
Oh,
How much money? You'll never be the same.
You'll be paying for your own funeral with that money.
It would be so live, bro. Like, Julian's dead, but there's 50 million. We got to spend on this party.
Also, because also he didn't have a will, so it doesn't go to anyone. You definitely have to get a will. They're gonna be like, you don't have the 50 million. I'm gonna have
funeral.
Would be smacking.
Have
you ever heard the skit of Nick Swartzen talking about his funeral? He was like, he wants his body to swing over the top of the funeral. He was like, and then I want some like D-list celebrity like John Stamos to show up. I'm gonna pay him to show up, and he's gonna come there and be like, Nick knew John Stamos? What the fuck? And he's just gonna come like touch the casket and walk out, like not talk to anybody.
That is funny, man. That's funny.
Because if you 50 million, you got to do some funny shit. You just had like some obscure dude show up like, this is for that one time, and it's just like, dude, just
50 million on
just Mick
You
Jagger.
ever watch weddings? Have you ever came across any like, this is what the nobles of Saudi Arabia do for their? Have you ever seen any of those videos? Just kind of cruising YouTube.
I don't think so,
bro. They've got Cirque du Soleil swinging above, like. Bro, they changed their dresses once, and like somehow, like they're walking down the steps, and David Blaine shows up. Then they're in a new dress, and it's like, how many dresses does she have on? Then she
sounds
gets to
like
the
a
bottom.
celebrity Halloween.
They're spraying, bro. It would be those people know how to do it. I thought that would be great. I don't know how much money they spend, but are they?
That just made me think about. I was like looking at Halloween
He
costumes.
said celebrities are the
Oh
worst.
yeah, yeah. Sorry,
You whispered it
celebrities
to
are the
me.
worst. Well, they already said we need to turn your mic down, so I'm trying to keep my voice
I think it
soft.
was just the singing. I hope.
No,
It's
the
so
laughing.
loud.
Oh, sorry. If
Uh,
only we had a producer who could adjust our sound levels.
no, but that dude, they'll post like 9 costumes from one Halloween. I'm just like, save some for next year. Like, what's going
I wanted
on?
to talk to you about this last week. Did you see Kim Kardashian's 40th birthday? They went to the Bahamas or something, and
Oh yeah, you sent me a
obviously we
thing.
don't
I
know
didn't read
everything, but
about it,
like
but yeah, I read the headline. Yeah.
like Twitter loses.
People
Who
are
knows how
dying.
many
Yeah.
people?
That's a huge. By the way, that's a huge thing on Twitter. So before,
I know the post
yeah.
had like 9 likes. It's like,
It's
who is this? This is just some guy.
well, no, just because it's always a thing. Like people always say, no matter what people do, that's a thing. Everyone always is like, people are dying, Kim. Like that's a thing to her, no matter what she does.
But this has really been on my mind. Like, who cares what celebrities are doing, or rich or hyper rich
Bro,
people?
Keeping Up with the Kardashians made it to like 19 seasons or something great. A lot of people.
No, but I mean, like, to be upset, like,
Oh yeah.
oh, people have COVID and Kim Kardashian's in the Bahamas. Like,
It's just where we are. Like, bro, we take care of. We're all living like kings, even though we live in this crazy poverty world that everyone believes we live in. Like, we're lit. If you look back 60 years ago, we are all living pretty
just,
well for the
bro.
most
So
part.
you're
So we're
already
just bored.
skipping ahead.
Sorry, we're just bored.
But yeah, like,
Surfboard.
I don't never liked Kim Kardashian. I kind of liked her more once she married Kanye, obviously. But
More than Ray J, Kim?
of course.
Hmm.
Wait, you liked Kim Kardashian more when she was with Ray J? Is that what you just said?
I mean, that's when she dropped a porno.
It's like, really, that's the only Kim I know, if you know what I mean. No.
I'm just playing.
Yeah,
Can we bleep that out, please?
Yeah, let's
Can we
just
cut that
rewind.
from the live show?
I never watched it, bro. I won't participate in that.
You only watched the Paris Hilton one?
Nah.
A Night in Paris?
Don't put me in this corner, bro.
Just I just heard about it. Like, I'm a pop culture whiz. Like, that's what I'm good at.
I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, Kim Kardashian. People caring about celebrities. That's where you're.
Oh, but why? If Kim Kardashian had $0 and could do 0 things, what would it affect you? Like, is it jealousy, greed, just boredom? Like,
well, that's what people want to be. We live in an era where most people, and this obviously isn't factual by any means, but in my perspective, most people want to be famous in a way, right? Like, they want to get.
I mean, look at us. We're all here doing this. That's fair.
I mean, not to be famous. So I kind of, because I want to be like super unapologetic. They're like, remember that one time you were talking about pornos? I'm like, I don't care. Go back and watch it. It's probably great. But no, man, I think that's part of it. So it's envy. It's a little bit of like, I want that. Then there's that. It's like people talk down on her so much because it's like, you got it in a way that I never would get that. And there's some like, I don't like, you know, Kylie doing the fake lip thing and then having like a major makeup company based on her fake facial features is wild, but people let her get that way. Like, she's almost a billionaire, or like hovering on the line of being a billionaire, not a billionaire, because people let her get that way. Like, that's on you. Like, if you're getting all these like crazy waist trainers from celebrities who got tummy tucks, that's on you. You made that decision, not me. So I mean, some of these gay dudes are the biggest makeup people too, you know? These dudes out there really just making a killing on makeup. Like, great.
Like, I never really look at people and I'm like, they should be doing something else with their money. You know, like, they people are like, I can honestly say that thought has never crossed my mind. Like, Dan Bilzerian can post a picture on a yacht with 17 girls on payroll. I'm not like, homeless people could have that money. Like, it's his money.
When you made money playing poker, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money at all. You gamble to get it.
Like, I can't tell anybody how to spend their money, bro.
Yeah, we talked about that last show.
But but it is okay.
What if you help them get their money?
In what way?
Your fandom. Like watching that porno as many times as you watch it. I'm gonna get you in so much. I'm joking, by the way. This is like totally a joke because you might literally get killed over this. Back to the earlier part of the show.
People were really asking in the comments. I'm not gonna really die. If I die, it's natural causes, and I'm not gonna die.
That's the way I want to go. We talked about that, right? Like, hey, just don't even do an autopsy. Just write natural cause. Like, dude, you might have died from cancer right now. Natural cause, Rich. That's how I want to go.
It'll be COVID. Don't worry about it.
No, it's gonna be gone by then. We'll be on COVID 6 by then, so that's cool.
Where was I going?
Do you feel like COVID's ever gonna end though? I feel like we're riding. I feel like it's gonna be like flu. We just gotta get used to it.
Well, we were talking about this last week, or maybe not. Maybe it was a dream. The H1N1 came. We were all stressed. Now, if you like look up the seasonal flu, H1N1 is part of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's never been a vaccine.
Is that true?
Yeah, there's no H1N1 vaccine.
Can you fact check him there?
Yeah, Google that. Is there a
H1N1 vaccine? That doesn't sound right.
I could be wrong. But my point, even if there is a vaccine, but now it's just part of like, but you don't have to get it. You're not mandated to get it, I should say.
Yeah.
And then, like, that's just part of, like, viruses have killed people since the beginning of people. So, like.
There is an H1N1 vaccine.
There is? Mm-hmm. So, my bad. I guess I should have said, and I amended afterwards, like, they never had to force us to get it. Like, we kind of moved on. We adjust. And I don't know, bro. I don't know. To answer your question, probably.
No, I just haven't cut it, Michael. Dang, don't get at me. No, it's still normal. I just haven't
at least
lined it up or
freshen
anything.
up that cut you have in
No,
there.
I'm letting it grow back. I'm gonna let it grow back and probably do like a swirl or something next. But no, I had to take it off. I did wear a hat because my hair is getting long and I'm letting the part grow in, but not because it's messed up. So it's still normal. Needs a line though. That puppy dad life. Because I do. Fun fact for our viewers: I cut my own hair, so. It's basically
if only I knew someone who would cut my hair.
I mean, I'm not great at cutting hair, but we do need to plan a time to cut it. Are you keeping the mohawk, or are you going back to just the top?
Maybe we'll let our viewers decide. We should do one of those ones like, if we get 1,000 views, I'll shave my head. What do you think about that?
No, how about we do it where I get to drink and cut your hair on the live, and we just talk the whole time?
We can do that.
We just got to do good.
You got to cut some of these dreads out of the bag.
Take shots, just be stumbling. Just, hey, well,
my ear.
We talked about Mike Tyson. Gotcha. Speaking of which, Dave Chappelle show, Netflix.
The whole thing, both 2 and the Lost episodes.
I think so. I didn't see if it's the Lost ones, but I always forget this. Not really. Now I've been remembering, but I forgot this for a long time. The very first episode was the Clayton Bigsby episode.
Really?
It was like Pop Copy episode, the Clayton Bigsby episode. I was like, he started off with that. Dude, Chappelle had no chance in today's age. The Chappelle show, at least.
Well, the reparations one, I think about that probably once a week.
When my favorite part, she's like, there's broke people. Hide your money. With your broke ass. I love that part. And then we talked about the one where he pulls up. It's like, oh, is that a moving truck for you and your family? It was like, this is a thing in Newport. I'm rich, man. Dude. Yeah, Chappelle, man, I love it.
He was a visionary.
I saw that one guy live, the one that drove the truck.
What's
I forget his name.
Darnell Rollins.
So trash, dude.
Darnell Rollins.
I would say he's not a I mean, he is a professional, but I've seen multiple. Let me take that back. He's a professional stand-up comedian. I've seen multiple videos of him having a little too much fun, and that's fair.
Oh yeah, Jessica commented that was me. I feel like I yeah.
We're at 6:55, awesome. Man. What's
Yeah, we're already 53 minutes in, so we started.
That was a lot of fun.
But yeah, let's see. I'm about to go check, see if we got any.
Run through the comments real quick. RG, what's on your mind? You want to add anything? No. We should have an RG segment. No one knows who he is or what he looks like, but RG just is like the guy behind the guys.
You weren't in here. We were about to do where he just started the show in your seat, and we're like, I just look up. I'm like, oh, that's not Julian. And you come in, but. Yeah, we went away from that. But nah, man, how was your week? How was Halloween? How did that go?
Oh, Halloween, man. We had a lot of fun. Nolan got a gang of candy. And, bro, just to go back to it, we started a little late. We're doing the laps. I'm not going to say what neighborhood in case COVID enforcement wants to show up. Bunch of kids, bunch of people giving out candies. Kids were on rollerblades, scooters. It was like the old days, bro. It felt real nice. But my point is, at the end of the night, like probably like the last 10 houses we go to, I gotta show the camera. No, did I send a picture? I sent the picture to you of Nolan's costume. A random costume shows up at Nolan's grandma's house that fits Nolan. No one knows who bought it.
Oh, I sent that there.
That was you?
Yeah, I got the address.
Whose name was on the box? No, so no one knows who sent it. We asked multiple times.
Kathy Becker.
One of his uncles' names is on the box, but his uncle's like 34. So we don't know. But once he sees the costume, he will not be talked out of it. That's what he's going to be. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, they put it on him. I'm like, take it off. One, it's scary. Like, it was a scary little costume, creepy little costume. Two, I'm like, we don't know where that came from. Like, take it off. At least we need to wash it.
Bree got some COVID mask that way. I was like, you're not wearing this.
Yeah.
Were you not around during anthrax?
Up. Like, what do you...
Anthrax, we weren't allowed to open mail. So, you're just going to wear a mask.
Me being dad of the year, he's... I don't know the word. He cannot be talked out of it. Okay. That's what he's going to wear.
Yep.
I try to get him. We had bought him a Spider-Man costume. He will not wear it.
I know he showed me that before I left last year.
So he ends up wearing this crazy bloody cat. Anyway, I don't even know what.
It was crazy.
It was an odd story. Still to this day we don't know who ordered it, and I just gave in because I didn't want to be a bad dad.
That sounds like laughs, Doug. Hold on. Can we please start that tradition where we send our friends kids disturbing ass costumes to wear?
Bro,
oh my god. That sound, dude. Yes. That needs to be a tradition, bro. That sounds so funny. You just never buy your kids costumes. Your friends just send you and your kids have to pick which one they like. Oh my god.
This just shows up. Look at it. Look at the hands.
Isn't that weird?
Look at the little creepy hands.
What is that from?
This is like the start of a scary movie. Like, oh.
So should I show the camera? I don't like showing pictures of my kids.
Yeah.
But
I can't see what he looks like. But yeah, gotcha. If you ever see this bloody cat,
it's just anyway. So anyway, we're going around and people are like making comments like, "That's a good costume. Like, take 2 candies or to grab 2 bags."
So he knew he was about to get plugged in. You was about to hate on him. No one was going to care about the 19th Spider-Man costume.
But to our king size candy argument,
gotcha.
Let's just say when you're in nice neighborhoods, that's nothing. This man gave him a whole full size Snickers, Reese's, Kit Kat.
Did you have to go back
Hershey's,
to his house multiple times?
No, one time. There was 5 or 6 full size candies.
Remember last episode you said that's when you like hit your friends and you're like, oh, you got to go down to Mr. Lee's house. I didn't get a text. You get a text about the house you needed to go to? We were together. We were together on Halloween. Yeah, I didn't get a text. I would have slid.
Well, we pulled the classic maneuver of driving to a nicer neighborhood.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, our neighborhood, if you walk around because for those of you who don't know, we live on a little bit of land. Our whole street, there's like 8 houses.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you would walk.
So no matter what, we had to transplant.
I'll post his address later.
Yeah,
we went to a nicer neighborhood, and this is how it all works out. Like, but everyone, this was a kind of a cool part. Instead of like ringing doorbells, I guess to like get COVID off their doorbells, everyone was sitting outside. So you'd walk up to the street, and there's just people sitting outside rapping, like talking to their neighbors. I was like, this is the better version. Like,
that's true.
This was like a secret jitsu. Like, we found this is how it should be every year. Like, everyone's out there talking. Yeah. Neighbors were talking to each other. There's dogs running around. Oh, we're in my buddy's neighborhood. I don't know how many of these people he actually knew, but now they're like, we gotta come over. Like, I was like, maybe that was a hidden blessing, you know, like everyone got to meet each other. This is my kid, you know. It was kind of cool instead of just like ding dong, trick or treat. Okay, thank you, gotta go. Like, it was cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to have a 10-minute Halloween.
No, man, that sounds awesome. That's cool. And it does.
To answer your question, we had a great time. I probably gained 3 pounds of candy. I got a nice little fast ahead of me.
Dude, I left so much stuff at RG's house because I'm doing a no snack November until Thanksgiving, at least, because I have a problem, man.
Thanksgiving's this month.
Yeah. I got a problem. I definitely have a problem with snacks. Like, Bree will be stopping at the store, and I'll just be like, yeah, go ahead and grab me a few, and she'll come back with like king size Snickers, Twix, because I've been into more chocolate. That's what sucks about it too, is like I can't even do fruit because normally it's like, oh yeah, you want candy or something, eat fruit for sweet stuff. I'm like, yeah, but what do I do for chocolate? I gotta drink these damn beers, these stouts. These Imperial candy stouts.
Well, what's the point of hiding it down there if you're just going to pull up and talk about it?
I'm just putting it down there because it's weird to set it here, and then you were already there.
No more talk about, oh yeah, we can't. Cover up the sign. Cover up the sign.
We don't make any money. I don't know. Why are you
We
trying to
lose
force it?
money.
We
Every
lose money.
every viewer who turns in, we lose.
Hey, we noticed you made $2. You owe us $4. But they don't know where that beer's from.
But that was my Halloween, man. So it was cool. I actually was thankful we got blessed a little bit. Are we wrapping it up?
No, I was just saying good for you.
Oh,
You're
playing me out.
Oh yeah, we got
No trick-or-treaters?
yeah, we were at Ryan's, so I went to Ryan's, and you were supposed to show up, but that's
all.
neither near nor there. And but nah, man, we were there, and he was super pumped. I felt so bad. So this is like Ryan's first time in his new place, Halloween, and Halloween's one of his favorite holidays. And he was super pumped. He was like, "Yeah, we're gonna pass out candy." I brought a bag of candy because I'm like, "Yeah, this is gonna be awesome." Not one. It was
That seems like a neighborhood with kids. There's a
Well,
school
and
right
there-
up the street.
Yeah.
White neighborhood.
There was some people walking around, but you could tell they were just like, it's probably weird.
Do you
Let's
have the
just
next
home
door
some-"
app or Neighborly or whatever?
Yeah, that's what you need to be talking to your
You
neighbors.
should have
man.
been posting on there.
Like,
Like, who's
I'm handing out candy. What's up? Come over.
So out in here, they were like, there's a thing like if you're doing candy, post and we'll make a map.
Damn.
So they made a like. That's what I love about this neighborhood, bro. They're all cool with each other. But I had something funny to say and I blew it.
Oh, have you seen the post that was like, "I want Joe Biden, I need Joe Biden," or whatever T.I. said? That shit had me cry. You know that song, "I want Joe Biden, need Joe Biden." So they do that where they'll be like whatever they say, and so I was like, "What are they talking about? I want Joe Biden." That's pretty funny right there.
Is there any
'Cause it does
updates?
kinda
Before, I
fly.
mean, we're at about an hour and 1 hour.
No,
and 2.
last time I looked, Georgia was at like 2,500 difference. I think I said that already though.
Well,
so.
here's the thing. For everybody, no matter who wins, this is what I want you to know. The world is not your friend. It's not going to be fair to you. Joe Biden's not going to change your life. Go out there and get it. You're capable. If you're in the sound of my voice, you can go be whatever you want to be.
That's beautiful.
You can be. This is real. I mean, I'm not a motivational speaker. I don't have that. You know the motivational cadence, like you can go and do what you. I don't have that. You know, I'm not that convicted. But I'm gonna be dead serious
I think
for a
I'm more
second.
going I think I like the Obama more. You know,
Very
very slow, direct. At the end of the day, you just need to be whatever you want to be.
That's good.
You don't let people tell you what you're gonna be, Julian.
Bro.
So, that's
excuse
more
my French. That is damn good.
Thanks,
do it
man.
again.
I'm no show pony. I do.
Bro, that was good.
Thanks, man.
Can you do a Trump?
No.
Trump's secretly hard. But now I lost my train. But for real, just a quick closing note. You get a quote.
Evangelina said, "Can you be a guest speaker at my middle school's promotion?"
Aww.
You, Julian. Your name's Julian.
I'm not reading the comment, bro. You said
Evangelina said, "Can Julian?"
She's being sarcastic.
You don't want him speaking.
But you get to say a quote. You get to have witty quips. Can I have a motivational moment?
Okay, go ahead.
That's where this all started. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right, let me recenter myself. In real life, in 2020, you could, in 6 months from today, you can be almost any. You could be a computer programmer. You could be an IT guy.
UC Davis is like 6-week course.
6-week course. You could start law school. You could be on your way to be a doctor. You can be laying bricks. You could build chairs. What do you want to do? What's your dream?
Oh no, I've talked about that.
I'm not going to get into that.
I'm not going to get into that. Well, go ahead.
Go get your real estate license. Do something. No matter who's the president, these are all realities to you. Don't let anyone tell you it's not. Black, white, red, short, tall, whatever you want, you can get it. I just want to say my piece, man. That's it. I feel much better.
Sounds good. I'm going to own a Jamba Juice in 6 months.
You can.
But
this is what you definitely could do. You could make some smoothies in your garage, bro.
Don't dabble. Bro, I'm about to be slanging smoothies from my garage talking about, well, this is where Amazon started.
I got food poisoning off of that spinach you had, bro.
Seriously, man. One thing I will say, so, I thought about starting the show this way, but, we have a person, we know, a friend from high school who recently passed, man. And that's honestly, I don't have a huge like connection with suicide. I don't know a lot of people who have committed suicide. I know a couple, but I'll say this, man, like a lot of my thinking, so I'll just share this and my opinion on it, because a lot of my thinking was very like, there's just so much stuff you can be happy about. Like you're just thinking the wrong way. And that's just not the case. Like there's so many more studies now that it's just not that, man. Sometimes people dopamine and serotonins are cut off in their brain to where nothing can make them happy. There's so much going on with people. So I will say that, man. Check on your funny friends, the ones who have those ignorant laughs, who break people's headphones. Check on the rocks, man. Check on those people who are always there for you that you think are just like very stern. Like there's so many people going through stuff and dealing with their demons, man, that you just don't know about. And that to me is just something that I took for granted, and that and I tell you this all the time, one of the best qualities about Julian that I feel is that you keep in touch with so many people. I mean, we talk all the time and you're like, man, I was just talking to so-and-so. I'm like, what? You were talking to who? And that to me is awesome, because I do feel like that's one of my worst qualities is I do have genuine love for a lot of people, but I just don't make like a huge effort to stay in contact with them. And so for that reason, don't be afraid to share. We have all these opinions about telling your male friends you love them. Obviously, we've been close enough and mature enough that we've openly told each other we love you. I love you. I don't really have a problem saying those things, but it can be hard. It is hard to have those conversations sometimes. And, something that I'm doing on Facebook now on my individual page for the rest of the year is just what I'm calling Give Them Their Flowers Challenge, where I'm just going to every single day at least write a post to one of my friends, whether it's an old friend, a current friend, whatever it is, just to, show that appreciation, because you don't know what your words can do for somebody. So, man, get out there, reach out. It's a crazy time we live in. Social media is huge in terms of suicide rates and people seeing all these highlight reels and what your expectations are. That's another huge thing. People have crazy expectations for themselves. So just, I can say that.
I know, and I'm just adding, I don't want to hijack, just a back and forth. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I personally know, counting this one, and I'm not going to try and steal clout. Like, I haven't talked to him since high school. We weren't tight in high school. We knew each other. But I'll count, like, just people I know. I think I'm at, like, 5 suicides, bro, in, like, the past 2 years. It's crazy. I don't have a message, but, like, it is crazy. I wonder if I asked my dad, like, bro, by the time you were 30, how many people did you know who committed suicide? Like, it seems, I don't know, man. It's troubling. It hurts.
Dude, that's what, man.
It is sad.
And that's, actually, now I think about it, I'm like close, I might be 4, because one of my brother's friends, same thing. And like, you would never, like, dude, this dude was just, and both these people that I'm talking about now are just super funny, very outgoing, had that like smile that would make you laugh, man, just instantly, like you just don't think about that. You don't think about the demons, you don't think about like what they're really going through. And that's like, I used to really view suicide in such a selfish way, because it was like, yeah, you got rid of your stuff, but what about all the people you're leaving with? And now I'm maturing. I'm really researching it more. That is obviously just trying to grow and be a better person. It's like, obviously, people are doing it for a reason that I can't explain. And so depression to me is one of the mysteries that I don't quite understand. But I mean, yeah, I know Ryan too has dealt with that. And so it's just.
Bro, like when, and this is not, we're just talking, we're buddies. Our hour is done. Now we get to just kind of rap till we run out of stuff to say.
Yeah.
But like, like if you get addicted to like cigarettes, like your chemistry change, like, all of us, like, it's like there's a voice in your head that's like, it's time for a cigarette. You're like, who is that? That's not me. I don't smoke cigarette. Like, I'm not addicted to cigarettes, but there's that person.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not to blame everything on like social media, but like just not knowing consequences of these new, like, cigarettes we've at least had for 60, 70, 80, 100. They've been smoking tobacco in the Middle East since plants grew. So like, like this is kind of new. It's like, I'm not saying who it was addicted. That's not my point. Just kind of the overarching message of like adding things to people, messing with brain chemistry, like taking people away from their family. Like, I don't know. Maybe one day we'll know more. I guess, like, I think about it sometimes. Like, why is it that it seems everyone has mental illness? Why is it very few people seem happy all the like?
Dude, I
don't know. I'm not trying to put on I just explore these thoughts.
I blame a lot on social media, just the highlight reel factor, man. You see all these people doing all this awesome stuff. You don't see the negatives they go through. You don't think about that 6-month spurt. You didn't see your friend on Facebook and what they went through. You thought about their wedding though when they posted it, and how you just got out of a marriage, or you just broke a 8-year relationship and you're miserable, right? Like, you think of those, you think of what people view a dad to be, right? Like, some of these people, and really both the examples I'm talking about, both were dads. And you think of that, like, what is a dad supposed to look like based on all of these things I've been taught? I just lost my job. Like, I'm a provider. I'm supposed to provide. If I'm not providing, I'm a failure. And to me, that's where I think some of that factors in social media, especially when you're seeing all this stuff. I mean, a huge thing I learned from college that I think helped me with, social media was coaches never wanted highlight tape. Everybody would put highlights tapes together. Coaches don't want highlight tapes. They want the full game. They want to see how you acted when you got subbed out in a bad game. They want to see how you cheer for your teammates. They want to see the person you are, not just the player you are. And I think for me in social media, that is just something that I try to remember, is I don't hold myself to a standard that everyone else does. I'm trying to hold myself to the standard that I chose. And we kind of talked about, mine and Bree's relationship it was very like, well, people are doing this at this rate. Me and Bree are going on 7 years. Like, we're going to go on 7 years and be in a 7-year grown-up relationship when I turn like that. Could easily be like, oh, I need to like do something. I need to go out of my way to fit this like social construct narrative, where now I'm starting to mature. I'll wear Adidas with Nike stuff, stuff that I wouldn't do, that I realized was more based on other people than my own beliefs. And, I can't say that's going to stop people from having a negative feeling about themselves, because it may be a brain chemical thing. There's a lot of ways it can be, but I can say, just be there. It's not saying you're going to save everyone. You can't. If anyone saw my personal post, like, you're not going to save everyone, but you might be able to be there to listen and just help and really see where people are at, because that's something I don't do. I'm doing better. I know, like, for you two especially, I check on you guys pretty regularly because you're in my very close-knit group, but I do feel like there's more people I need to do that for.
So shout to anybody watching. If this is in your, if you're watching this, bro, I at least can guarantee I'll text you back. Richard,
I'm very
just
iffy.
Text me,
Well, dude, and this is another thing. I was thinking about this on my way here. How many times I've gotten notifications, I'm like about to respond a second later, and I'm like, that's fucking weird. It's like, that's not weird. That's absolutely not. You were on your phone at the time. Text them back, and oftentimes I'll forget,
because I am a girl.
I am like I'm a notification guy, right? Like, to have notifications bothers my soul, so I will often clear out my notifications without responding. And so,
cold, I'm fine.
To me, yeah, I need to get better. I'm working on myself. I'm going to continue to work on myself. But I do know that's an issue. I know you were joking, but I am terrible at responding. I promise to try to get better. But before you say what you're going to say, I want to point out Garen. Garen ain't shit.
Gary
you just showed up. I'm here. Almost didn't make it because the late notification earlier. Like, we didn't
Why
talk.
don't I see these comments?
Oh, that dude is so funny, man. I love Garen, though.
Let's make a real quick run through. It's been an hour 15. We got I'm trying to put never mind. But yeah, for real, we love all of you guys. I love everybody. I try and focus on every day, just being full of love, bro, being full of peace, laughing when the world literally tries to take everything you have from you. We'll talk about that next week.
Wow.
Just try and be happy, try and love, and it's all gonna be like, it's corny, but like, it will all work out. God will come through, at least for me, and I hope for you guys too. I love you. Did you write down a quote for this week?
No, I don't think I got any. I've just been taking care of a puppy, so I got no quotes for you. I'm
gonna just Google best moment. Let me do it. You guys
I got you. Success comes before work only in the dictionary. Classic.
That's pretty class. Let me see if I can find
You know
a
what
better
I'm
one.
saying?
real
You got to
quick.
actually work if you want the success, you know? And no, but I will say that to add to what you said in your motivational quote. You can be most things you want to be. Like, don't get me wrong, there's probably some exceptions before people like really critique us, but you can if you actually work. And that's one thing I will admit about myself. I am not a grinder. I'm not working, 90 hours. Like, that personally is not for me, So if you have a goal where you want your own business, if you want to like really get something off the ground, you have to grind like that. It's a grind. So
Or
be
just
ready for
don't
that.
never give up.
Yeah.
Because there's a power. I mean,
Double negative. Give me some.
don't ever give up. Sorry.
Don't.
Because like me and my producer could tell, like, just to add really last thing, like there's two ways of doing it. You can grind the 90-hour weeks, and and that's fine. I respect that too. But then if you just never give up, there's something will turn. It will eventually turn your way, and then you just grab it. Would you like?
Mhm.
We weren't always the best at what we do. We never gave up,
Is
and
that
now
in-
we're
Is
pretty.
that in reference to that Trump line? Just grab them right by it, right?
Whoa.
I wasn't even
grab
thinking
it.
of that. And this brings me to my last and closing point.
Yeah.
Should I try my Obama? No, I need to practice my Obama.
You got a Trump?
I
just have
do,
to
but
say
it's
huge.
not ready.
You just have to say
It's
huge
not
in
ready
it.
for the. It's not ready for the air yet.
And you got to do your
A
lips
river
like this.
cuts through a rock, not because of its power, but because its persistence. Shut it off. Shut it off right now. Shut it off.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Talk to us. Shoot us a message if you want to talk. I
Message
guarantee.
the producer.
Don't message the Jules&Rich page though, because I don't have the password. Hit one of us up. I don't. Anyway, hit one of us up. We
I
love
thought you were gonna
everybody
guess
watching
it on
this.
the show. Is it?
Wait, no, it's not. But we'll keep you posted. We'll be here next Thursday. We really love you guys. Thank you very much for tuning out.
We love you guys.